Coach McGee had to be happy with that first quarter showing. I think, Neil, the most impressive part of that, and let's be honest, on the first minute, we've been critical of this team. The last quarter in Glen Mills, because of the way they went individual. First quarter played the way that all the coaches wanted to play and shows what happens. When you look for the open man, you play for a team, play as a team, you hit the open man, good things happen.
Well, that's a good sign of all successful teams as they work together. There's not 5 individuals, there's just one team on the court.
Lever fakes the shot, DeWad Johnson out high, gives to Thompson. Thompson with a jumper from the foul line around, no. Battle off the board, this is Joe Green. Green up with a jumper. Yes, Joe Green. Green with 4, and the Eagles crashing the offensive board. And Bensalem is not a big team, and Norristown is a very good rebounding team. This is Morris back in with the ball. Morris beats the pressure, coming down, goes cross court. Ball comes into Grandy. Grandy on the move, he's got it. We're going to have a foul on Norristown. It's probably going to be on Johnson. Foul is on Johnson, his first.
His second.
Sorry, a second. Reynolds Mason off the bench quickly. He's going in for DeWad Johnson, who has done quite a job in the early going. Omar Jenkins, whom I have nicknamed the Gnat, and I mean that as a compliment. He plays tough defense. I'm
sure we'll hear about that one tomorrow.
He is literally in your shorts when he plays defense. Jenkins getting ready to come in. Foul shot up, around and out, battle on the boards. Houston battling. Joe Green with a rebound. Good pressure there, Joe Green. Gives the ball to Thompson. It's Mason, Thompson, Green. Crutchfield. Thompson launches a shot. I'm not sure he wanted to take that. Joe Green with the ball. We're going to have a foul. Can't see who it's on. I was afraid he was going to call a walk. 32, that foul's on Jackson. Jenkins coming in. He's coming in for Lever. This is Joe Green. He will be going to the line shooting 2. Green shot up and out. Green ready with a second. He's got it. Joe Green with 5. Eagles 20-12, 8-point lead. Eagles have now gone to a 2-3 zone press.
And there's the
with
net.
Jenkins and Crutchfield. Oh, underneath. All along Houston. Nice bounce pass by Reggie Jackson. Found the open man underneath. Houston lost control of the ball. Bensalem playing a 1-2-1-2 press. Looks like, but backing off now as Jenkins comes up with the ball.
Is he the Gnat on offense too, Jim?
No, I would not call him a Gnat on offense. That is a defensive name. Thompson with the ball moving, ball blocked, jump ball, possession arrow goes to Bensalem.
And Coach McGee is looking at Lofton Thompson saying, pass the ball off when you go inside, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to put them on their heels, surprise them. Everyone expects you to drive and take the shot. Let's do something else.
Plenty of openings in the early going with the passing. They just got to keep remembering to pass the ball. Bensalem back. Bensalem cut the margin to 6 now. Jackson on the spin move. Over to Howard. Nothing there. Back to Jackson to Howard. Howard driving out to Jackson. Jackson with a left-hander. No. Big tap. No. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Norristown. Good call. Crutchfield reaching up over 54 Houston to knock it out of bounds. 6:15 left here in the first quarter. Eagles by 8. This would be Jackson inbounding. Finds underneath. Wide. Oh, misses the shot. Who was that? Grandy, wide open. Nice pass by Jackson. Jackson handles the ball really well. Thompson with a bounce pass to Crutchfield. Crutchfield with 3. He's got it. Crutchfield with 5. Eagles 23-12. Move up to 11 points. Biggest margin was 12-0. 23 Howard. Howard with the ball coming outside to Jackson. Jackson cross court. This is Lewis. Back to Jackson at the top of the key. Howard looked for the shot, didn't have it. Shot launched by Lewis, no. Strong rebound, Grandy battling. Ball knocked out of bounds by Norristown, I think. Jimmy Lever coming in. Let's see who he takes out. Takes out Joe Green. Eagles ball, it'll be Jenkins and Lever backcourt. Crutchfield, Thompson, and Mason up front. Comes Jenkins. Jenkins going to be on the drive around. No. Battle on the board, no. Rebound, Jackson. Jackson on the fast break, moving down court. Ball blocked, gonna have a foul. Foul on Crutchfield. Crutchfield very upset. At least he runs over to the coach this time instead of talking to the official, which is a smart move.
That's tight. Second foul.
This is Howard going to the line. He'll be shooting 2. 5:15 left in the half. Eagles up 23-12. Eagles girls team's in uniform coming over to watch the game.
They didn't come in. They didn't come in uniforms. They came in dressed like young ladies with skirts on. Heard a couple girls talking in homeroom today. I can't believe we have to wear these skirts, and they look very nice.
Howard making 2. Howard with 5. 23-14. Lead cut to 9. Jenkins finds Lever. Lever with a 3 up. No. Battle on the boards. Ball off to Thompson. Thompson going all the way. No, nothing there. Thompson with a rebound. Battle. No. Mason trying to control. Ball coming off. Thompson trying to force things a little now. Eagles getting out of what they were doing. Ball comes to Grandy. Grandy's going to be on the drive. Grandy doesn't look like he's a very good shooter.
No, it looks like he's not
If I were
really
the coach, I don't think I'd want him to shoot. There goes Jackson on the move. Shot. Foul's going to be either on Josiah Perry or on Reynolds Mason.
Well, we were talking early about teamwork and the intelligence. Smart play. It looks like it's turning the tide now. It looks like Bensalem's got the smart play going on, and Norristown's coming apart at the seams.
Fortunately, Norristown has a 9-point lead, and you want to see them getting back to doing what they were doing so successfully earlier on. This is Jackson, misses the first. Number 13, a 6'2" junior, Hassan Bush, has just come in for Bensalem. Here comes Joe Green coming in for Omar Jenkins. Jenkins is upset at being taken out. He was going to park himself down at the far end of the bench.
Even behind the spectators.
But Coach Behrens quickly calls him up alongside him.
Oh, he missed both.
Missed both shots. Green with a big rebound. I'm sure one of the things he's telling him is that he doesn't want him to shoot. You know, being there as a distributor. Green launches the 3. No. Battle on the board. Thompson almost loses. Comes back to Green. Ball knocked away. Might have been a foul there. Ball in the hands of Jackson. Jackson finds Lewis down court. Lewis into Grandy. Grandy over to Howard. Howard to Jackson. Back to goes to Grandy. I don't think, or that's Bush. Grandy looks like he gets open underneath, but he's not sure about what he wants to do with that ball. This is Jackson outside. Good ball handler. He and Howard outside. A good tandem. This is Lewis in the corner. Lewis moving out. Bensalem very patient. Ball comes in. This is Grandy. Nothing there. Goes back to Jackson to Lewis. Lewis with a 3. Yes. 23-17.
8 points for Lewis.
This is Lever coming back. It's Howard playing him. Ball to Thompson. Thompson on the drive. Jumper up. No. And tap in Reynolds Mason. First 2 for Mason. Eagles 25-17. Eagles have gotten at least 5 points off the offensive boards tonight, too, which is good.
They might have missed a couple points, too. They might have a couple more opportunities.
Ball in the corner. There goes Lewis with a jumper around. He got it. It was almost like the hand of the rim.
That's right. Somebody was praying.
Came out and pulled the ball back in. This is Joe Green. Green launching a jumper. Ball off the board. Battle. We're going to have an over the shoulder. I think that's on Mason. And what's happening now, Neil? The first guy down is taking the ball and shooting, and that's exactly when the Eagles do that, they don't play a good game. Earlier in this game, they were looking for the open man. They were making the passes, and they really looked impressive.
Like they put blinders on to their
Bensalem has closed the margin to 6. This is Jackson. Jackson with pressure finds Lewis. Lewis looked for the shot. Over to Howard. Howard launches the shot. He's got it. 3-pointer. 8 points for Howard. Bensalem within 3. Timeout. And Neil, I know Coach McGee knows this. I can't tell you how often we said this same thing. They start going individual and things fall apart for the Eagles.
Bensalem has gone on quite a run. They've scored 12 points to Norristown's 8 in that second quarter, and they've really crawled back into this game. And if you're an Owl fan, you have to be really happy because you're back in the game. And just like you said, Norristown is not playing smart team basketball.
Owls trailing in the early game 12-0. Now have closed the margin to 25-22.
That's not your car, is it, Jim? AJW626.
Now, we got here under daylight, Neil. You know that. I watched you put away a Pudge's steak.
You took half of it, too.
Although I will say, this guy with me has the most amazing appetite I have ever seen. I don't know too many people who can eat a whole Pudge's steak sandwich.
I'm hungry again. I don't know about you, but I could go out and get some hot dogs.
Actually, for this free advertisement, we're hoping they'll give us our next dinner free.
That's right.
When we go over there.
That's Pudge's Restaurant, home of the Big Pudge.
Eagles moving out. Let's see what happens now. We got Jenkins in with Green, Lever, Thompson, and I can't see. That's Josiah Perry, I think. Lofton Thompson with the ball over to Lever. Cutting through the pivot. They got to keep the ball moving. They need ball movement now. Jenkins to Green. Green has the open shot on the move. Ball knocked away. That was Bush on the defensive play. Huh, what a shot that would have been if that had gone in. Ball stolen away by Lever. Coming back, Green up court momentarily. Lever on the drive, loses the ball. Let's see, yes, knocked out of bounds by Bensalem. That was very close. I couldn't tell whether he lost the ball or whether it had been hit.
Combination of both.
1:56 left in the half. Lever with the ball on the drive all the way. Lever, no. Battle for the boards. This is Jackson. Nice ball player. Gives the ball off to Lewis. On the move. He's got it, and Bensalem has closed to within 1.
And that's a dozen points for Krishan Lewis, who's gotten the Owls right back in this ball game.
Thompson on the move all the way. He goes through. Doesn't have it. Thompson. Bensalem with the ball. Bush with a rebound to Jackson, and Bensalem could take the lead here. Ball goes to bounce pass to Howard. The big difference is Bensalem works for shots. There's Howard with a jumper, no. Rebound, Bush. Two guys are going to have a walk underneath. Bush and Lewis battling each other for the rebound. Norristown with Omar Jenkins handling the ball. I can't tell whether Bensalem just tightened its defense or Norristown really did go out of its pattern, out of its game plan. Thompson launches a shot from outside. No. Rebound, Jackson. Jackson on the dribble. Thompson trying to cut him off. Jackson over to Howard. Howard across to Bush. Bush on the drive all the way. No. Eagles have survived on 2 rushes by Bensalem to take the lead. Third team foul against Bensalem. We're under a minute, 47.2 seconds left. If I were the Eagles with a 1-point lead, I would be tempted to hang on for the last shot.
You know, Jim, I think I can answer your question whether they're out of sync. I'm taking stats here. I'm writing down who takes the shots, and it's always the guy who brings it up court. I mean, that's just not good
Eagles
fundamental basketball.
Excuse me there, Neil. Eagles have fallen back. They're going to take the last shot. Clock is coming down at 25 seconds. Bensalem very content to get out of here with a 1-point margin. In a man-to-man. Or is it a man-to-man? You can't tell right now.
It's nothing. Omar's hypnotizing.
Okay, ball in the hands of Lever. Lever on the move, finds Josiah Perry underneath. Spin move, jumper, he's got it. Josiah Perry. Ball goes in the hands to Lewis. Lewis will launch it. He may not get it off. Yes, he does. Off the rim. And at half, the Eagles of Norristown, 27. The Owls of Bensalem, 24. And actually, if after the first 5 minutes of play you told Bensalem that they would be trailing by 3 at halftime, they would have been ecstatic to hear that.
That's right. It's not the kind of game that the Eagles wanted to go into the locker room with when they were leading 12-0 early in the first quarter. But Bensalem clawed their way back. The halftime statistics for Bensalem: Krishan Lewis leads with 12 points. Jack Howard adds 8. And there's no foul trouble for the Owls. For the Norristown Eagles, Dwad Johnson leads with 8 points. Joe Green has 5. Jimmy Lever has 4. And Ty Crutchfield has 5. fouls for Norristown. Reynolds Mason has 2, Ty Crutchfield has 2, and DeWad Johnson have 2, all the big men.
Again at halftime, Eagles ahead by 3, 27-24, and we'll say it again, what they have to do is come out, play team ball, hang on to that lead. Are we on? Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking to Neil here at halftime, and there's something I don't know. I should have run down. Eddie Moore has not made an appearance yet tonight, and that's really strange because he did a very good job. He's a dominant defensive player, and we have not seen him. And I don't believe he's even down on the bench. Do you know whether he was sick today or what happened?
I don't know. I talked to another student before the game, and I said, "Where's Eddie Moore?" And he said he didn't know, and he hadn't heard anything from him. So I don't know where he is.
The only thing I can think of is one of two: is that he's sick or that he missed the team bus or something. I can't imagine anything else. We're going to be ready with the second half. Eagles to inbound, Thompson with the ball, and again, we say it, Neil, we hope they get back to the way they played at the beginning. Eagles back to their starting lineup. That's Lever, Crutchfield, Johnson, and Johnson, after he got 2 fouls, had to go out, and Johnson was really doing the job underneath on the offensive boards. Lever with a drive, tries to pass off, or else he lost the ball. I'm not sure which.
It was a pass.
This is Lewis coming down. Lewis going to Jackson. Jackson back to Lewis. Lewis open with a 3. He's got it. Score is tied at 27.
15 points for Kershawn Lewis. He stepped up.
And here's where you have to watch and see how the Eagles respond. Bensalem in their man-to-man. This is Thompson. Thompson had a very bad shooting first half. No basket. We got a foul outside. Not sure who it was on.
33.
It's on Grandy. That's Grandy's first. Eagles with the ball. Lever launching the 3. Way off. Crutchfield with a rebound. Battle underneath. Fouls on Hassan Bush. Second team foul on Bensalem in the early going. And first foul on Bush. Crutchfield going to the line, shooting 2. Want to see the Eagles. I don't know. Bensalem must have made an adjustment in their defense because they're really causing the Eagles to take some bad shots right now and some hurried shots. Crutchfield up, he's got it, nothing but twine. Battle on the rebound, controlled by Bush. Eagles up 28-27, coming down to the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. This is Jackson. Bensalem has been behind the whole game. Chance to go ahead with a basket. Moving the ball around, comes across. 23 is Howard. Lever goes for the steal, doesn't have it. Lewis fakes the shot, coming back outside to Jackson. And there, back to Lewis. Lewis with a 3, no. Rebound, Crutchfield. Shot missed, foul on Bush. Crutchfield had the ball taken away from him, being too nonchalant. Coming out with the ball, Hassan Bush, second foul, third team foul already in the first minute and a half. This is Lever with the ball. Jimmy Lever on the dribble. Lever looks for Crutchfield. Crutchfield moves to the hole, moves around with left hand, Crutchfield. That's 8 for Ty Crutchfield. Eagles up by 3 again, 30-27. Howard with the ball. Eagles have gone to zone. Oh, and there we got a walk. Good defensive play by Joe Green, getting in front of Howard, forcing him to take the walk. And that's what the Eagles were doing early on. Tough zone press.
Coach McGee must have given him that halftime locker room speech.
This is Green. Green to Crutchfield. Crutchfield on the drive, finds Green. Green backs out, looks for the 3. Joe Green's got it. No, Scott's got the 2. Joe Green with 7. Eagles by 5. Ball comes. This is Grandy. Grandy on the move. No. Boy, there's a rebound by Bush, way off. He was right underneath. This is Thompson. Thompson on a spin move. Thompson looks for Johnson, has him. No, battle underneath. Let's see who comes out with it. It's Thompson. Thompson with a spin move. Underneath. Nothing there. We got a technical against Bensalem. It's nice to see a team other than us get a technical called on them by losing. It's cool. There's
foul.
And this can be a gigantic swing. There's going to be a 2-shot foul, a 2-shot technical, and then we're going to get the ball.
The foul was on Hassan Bush before the technical, and then Reggie Jackson got a technical.
That's his 3rd foul. Morris is coming off the bench to replace him. Thompson's shot, no good. You want to see the Eagles make these and then come down and hit a bucket. Get this game up to a 10-point lead again. Thompson ready, shot up, misses them both.
You know, Jim, I was standing out in the lobby at halftime, and person after person kept coming up to me and saying, what is Lofton thinking? He was driving, he's not dishing the ball off, and you know, it reflected exactly what we were talking before the half ended. They've got to dish the ball off when they start going inside to throw them off balance.
Joe Green misses. It's a bad series. They're 0 for 3 here. Green has it. The Eagles get 1 for 4, go up by 6. They hold on to the ball so they could extend the lead.
And I realize we don't say some of the popular things that people want to hear, but that's the kind of stuff that you have to play in this kind of playoff game. You have to play team basketball to win.
Joe Green with a fake on the move. Short jumper. Green around. No good. Big rebound that time by number 54. That's Alex Houston. 6'3" junior back in the game. Jackson quickly coming off the bench and coming in. This is Morris. Morris looking for Howard, feeds the ball over, down in the corner to Lewis. Ball going inside, stolen away, battle underneath, ball hits the touchline, referee right there. I don't know what the complaint is about.
I think they thought there should have been a technical foul on Jimmy Lever. He pushed one of the Bensalem players. That's exactly what the technical was at the other end of the court. So they want a little equality at either end of the court by the referees.
Lever with the ball over to Green. Green launches the outside shot. No. Rebound. Strong off the board. That was Lewis. Lewis to Howard. Howard on the move. Ball by Crutchfield. We got a foul. 3rd foul on Crutchfield.
And the Eagles can't afford to lose a guy like Ty Crutchfield. He's a big part of the team, and fouling out of the game is going to hurt them big time.
So it'll be Howard going to the line shooting 2. Omar Jenkins coming in for Crutchfield. Howard's first shot up, he's got it. Eagles by 5, 4:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Howard ready with a second. Howard up, round and out, no good. Battle for the board. Dawad Johnson with a strong rebound. Over to Thompson. Thompson gives off to Jenkins. Jenkins, Lever, Thompson, Green, and Johnson. Jenkins over to Lever. Lever fakes the shot. Goes in, finds Johnson, and that's what we mean.
We need a basket afterwards.
Okay, but that's what you want to see. Look for the open man. Pass goes to Lewis. Lewis almost loses it. Ball controlled by Grandy. Grandy finds Jackson underneath. Jackson with a fake. He's got the basket. Johnson with his 3rd foul. 3 fouls on Crutchfield. 3 fouls on Johnson. 33-30. Reynolds Mason quickly off the bench for Johnson. Johnson, after scoring 8 points in the early going, has been held in check. So it'll be Reggie Jackson on the line. Shot up good. Jackson has 5. Bensalem back to within 2 points of the Eagles. Omar Jenkins coming back with the ball. Mason. There's Thompson. Thompson throws the ball away. Ball control. Jackson battling. There goes Green with the ball. Green breaks the... We go all the way. Joe Green, yes. Joe Green all the way in with 10. Coming back, it's Lewis. Ball taken away by Lever, but first off, the hit was by Omar Jenkins, putting defensive pressure on. Lever with the ball, finds Mason underneath. Turnaround, no. Battle. Coming out with the ball, stolen by Thompson. Thompson on the drive. We're going to have a foul by Lewis, and that is the 6th team foul on Bensalem. And with 3 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third quarter, Eagles will be shooting one-on-one the rest of the way.
Hey, Jim, do you think this game means anything? I mean, they've really stepped up the pace. They've stepped up everything. They're diving for balls, going for balls that are loose. Everything means everything here in this game.
This is Lever with the ball. Lever launches the three. It's up. He's got it. Jimmy Lever with 7. Norristown up 38-31. Lewis over to Howard. Back to Reggie Jackson. The ball into Grandy. Grandy has it slapped away by Lever. You got a jump ball. Possession arrow for Bensalem. Jimmy Lever with quick hands playing the strong defense.
Jimmy Lever had Nat-like qualities on that one. He mirrored Omar Jenkins' Nat tactics.
Underneath goes the ball, goes into Howard. Reggie Jackson with a good look. Howard with 11. Eagles by 5. Jenkins with the ball coming down court. Over to Thompson. Thompson throws up the 3. No. Ball coming to Howard. Knocked out of bounds by Joe Green. And here's a case where you really would like to see Lofton accept the fact that he's having a night off and look for the open man instead.
He's taken 9 shots. Hasn't made any of them. He only
down
has 1
court,
point.
there goes Grandy. Grandy has not had much luck, and he doesn't again. Grandy is not a good shooter. Thompson coming back, reach in foul. Bad foul that time. Foul is by Lewis. That's his 2nd. Josiah Perry coming in for Reynolds Mason.
This is 3rd. That's what I had down. I erased
3rd, you're right.
Back. This is 3rd.
Thompson will be going to the line. He'll be shooting 1-1. Bensalem really in a foul problem here because on the 10th foul, it's 2 shots. Thompson up, he's got it. That's Lofton's 2nd point tonight. Thompson ready, he's got them both. Eagles back to a 7-point lead, 40-33.
Lofton's got all 3 points from the free throw line.
Ball coming in, Eagles putting full court pressure on. Ball up to Grandy. Grandy will go back to Jackson. Jackson on the fake. Jenkins covering him. Ball goes to Lewis. Lewis on the drive. He's got it. Almost a dunk. 40-35. Thompson to Green. Green fakes. Green with a jumper. No. Battle for the boards underneath. Taken off by Lewis. Jackson coming up court. Over to Howard. Howard on a spin move underneath. They're going to have a foul. Eagles are protesting every call. They better be careful.
Fouls on Perry, who's first. You know, on that last shot, the rebound just wasn't there. That's where they missed someone like DeWad Johnson and Ty Crutchfield when they're sitting benched. The tallest guy out there is Josiah Perry or Joe Green, and only so many people can crash the boards.
Foul shot by Howard, around and out. Minute 56 left. Eagles 40, Owls 35. Howard ready, 2nd shot up, he's got it. Lever with the ball, Eagles by 4. Bensalem with 7 fouls. Eagles already in the 1-1 situation. Eagles only with 3. Lever with the ball, Howard playing him. Lever's going to launch the 3. Rebound, Joe Green. Bad shot by Jimmy Lever, though.
Almost looked like an assist, though. It almost looked like they might have planned it, but...
Ball coming in, Eagles applying full court pressure. Jackson to Howard. Howard finds Lewis. Lewis with a bounce pass underneath. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Norristown. 42-36, Norristown leading. This is Lewis. Lewis finds Grandy. Grandy certainly doesn't want to shoot. Lewis with the ball again. Foul's going to be on Joe Green, holding off against Houston. 4th team foul. A lot of fouls, 11 fouls already this quarter. And we're not even up to 7 minutes old yet. Reggie Jackson on the move, no. Rebound, Josiah Perry in the hands of Lever. Lever moving down court. Lever finds Green, ball knocked away. I think the Eagles got away with a walk there. Foul's called. Let's see who it's on.
54. Houston is second.
8th foul against Bensalem. 2 more to Eagles. Every foul will be a 2-shot one. So it could come down to how they're shooting fouls. Thompson shooting 1-1. Thompson shot up. He's got it. Thompson ready with the second one up. It's good.
Lofton Thompson with 5 points. Those 5 coming from the free throw line. 5 for 8 from the free throw line.
We're under a minute. It's just Grandy with the ball. Grandy over to Lewis. Nothing there. Lewis coming outside. Howard with him. We got a battle. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Eagles. Again, Nat Jenkins doing the job there. I love that name.
He agrees with the referee, too. He's like, very good job, very good job. You get your paycheck.
There goes
tonight.
Lewis launching the 3. No. Battle underneath. Tipped out by Bensalem. Eagles will take over with an 8-point lead, and you would certainly hope that they're content to go with 1 shot. Jenkins with the ball, and I'm sure he's just going to stand outside now. No reason to force things. You're up by 8. 4th quarter coming up. Jackson going out to play Jenkins, so Jenkins does have to move the ball. There he goes. Finds Josiah Perry. Perry with a jumper. He's got it. Eagles by 10. Josiah Perry with 4. Lewis has the ball. Coming outside to Howard. Howard over to Jackson. Jackson with a jumper. Around, no. Big rebound by Green. Green to Lever. Lever's going to launch the 3. Up, no, short. Jenkins. Nothing there. At the end of the 3rd quarter, the Norristown Eagles 46. The Bensalem Owls 36.
Right there at the end of the quarter, Jim, I think when Jenkins put the shot up, the Eagle bench was looking for some kind of foul. It looked like he was hacked big time, but he wasn't, according to referees. And I guess the referees are doing a half-decent job tonight. They called it early technical to calm things down, and they've been calling the fouls equally both ways. Both teams have a lot of fouls just in the 3rd quarter. But the Eagles lead 46-36.
Eagles now 8 minutes away from staying alive in the state playoffs. And that's what you're playing for, as we said early. The winner plays, the loser goes home. There is nothing more except next year for the team that loses this game. And Neil, the way the Eagles have played at times this year, I think they're a team that can be reckoned with into the playoffs. If they can play team ball and hit their foul shots and apply that zone pressure and go 8, 9, 10 deep on the bench, I think they can win some games.
They can, but if they play like they did right before halftime, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to have a lot of trouble because teams are going to capitalize on those kind of fundamental